your horror movie podcast.
You awake yet, Justin?
I'm awake. I'm ready.
Let's go. All right, we're doing a Shudder original this week, Hack Stab Slash. It is called Deadstream. And all this movie is just a pure biopic of Justin Weathers' life. Dead ass, dude. I saw this and I was like, there is no way this character did not sit down and watch us live stream from the Conjuring house and go, I'm gonna make this a movie.
I was gonna say, was this not me live streaming and like us being in the basement and me screaming and then you assholes all like disappeared and I really saw a ghost and I'm talking to the freaking thing. I'm screaming for my life. Like this was literally my stream from the fucking our stream from the Conjuring house.
Dude, you have never screamed that high pitched directly in my presence, but there has been numerous times, bro, where we've hidden like the spider in your locker. And you hear and like you fall down and slap the lockers and clear off the table and shit.
God, yeah, when you guys did that hidden camera to me in the break room, I forget someone had the camera on top of the fridge and I screamed.
It was
and
Vicky.
I fell over.
It was Vicky.
God,
Vicky set you up. Let's go. All right, Hack Stab Slash. This week we're doing Deadstream, if you can't tell. And I'm just gonna dive right into this because right off the rip, dude, this movie pissed me the fuck off.
Why?
Like without hesitation. I'm Sean Reddy, and I'm a piece of trash because you can't spell your fucking name right, bro. SHAWN.
Hold on. I'm sorry. All right,
What
I'll
is this?
I'll start off being nice to you. You are my favorite Sean. I'll give that to you. I can't think of one Sean I like better. But at the same time,
well, choose your words carefully because there's a lot of Seans who will rip your head off.
I'm not quite sure that he's the one that spelled his name wrong because the other day my kid was watching. I had stuff up on. I was watching on YouTube, and your name is SEAN. And Tyler said, "Dad, why is he called Scene? Like, I thought his name was Sean." He's like, "Why is Scene there?" So I'm just saying, like,
I had the nicest lunch lady in the world in the 7th grade, and this story haunts me to this day. We used to have to type in a pin, and our name and stuff would pop up that says like this student got lunch, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I would punch in my pin number, and she forever called me Scene, and I didn't have the heart to tell her my fucking name was Sean because she was so nice to me.
Oh my God! All right, I felt bad now. I didn't mean to like.
You're drudging up these memories.
All right. Let's
and these memories create internal fears, and this YouTube channel is based on nothing but fears, and he calls it the Wrath of Sean.
There you go,
bro. He shows us some of his previous challenges. He's got one that I thought was absolutely hilarious, which is human piece of trash. That is risky as fuck because we've all seen Chucky when that dude gets crushed in the dump truck. Mm-hmm. We also got human popsicle. Then we've got the baby Moses challenge, which I thought was funny. And I've got a friend named Matt Moses, shout out, that I would love to do this challenge too. I'd love to cuddle him up in a baby blanket, stick a pacifier in his mouth and send him down the river.
Unreal.
And then it gets wild. He's got smuggled across the border, which I did laugh. I did laugh at because it's just, they stick him in the back of a trunk and it looks like they're just doing donuts in the desert.
Yeah.
And then they've got running from the cops where I think he throws like a cupcake at him and calls them pigs.
Yeah, so basically he's like just to explain to the people, he's basically like a mix of like almost like the Jackass, but also those like YouTube like that do crazy. Like my kid watches someone called like Unspeakable that does like just crazy like ridiculous like challenges and stuff. So he's kind of a mix of like doing Jackass stunts and just like funny like YouTube stuff just for views and stuff.
I think I wouldn't mind watching it if this was like a legitimate YouTube channel. It looks like some of the shit he does have very Jackass remnants in it. But he sits up and he tells him, "This is my welcome for my Halloween video." And just before he can get off, it's like he's getting attacked by like posts popping up, and it's him getting fucking canceled. It's this YouTuber sucks, you know what I mean? He crossed the line. That doesn't tell us exactly what he did, but he's getting hit with all these. And then he busts out the most 90s move I've ever seen in my life. Dude drops to a knee, pulls up a sorry video icon, everything away, and goes, "I'm back. I finally got a sponsor again and to monetize thanks to Livid and YouTube." He's like, "They're bringing me all back." And he's like, "But I don't care about money at all. The only thing I care about is you, the fans." And as he's saying this, dude, all his merch and buy now ads are popping up all over his screen. It's so cheesy. I love it. But all that goes away. Everything's set aside. He says, "Now it's time to face my fear. There's one left." And he goes, "This is the fear of ghosts. I hate this stuff. I grew up in a Christian household. This stuff does not get along with me." And he's like, "I haven't seen a horror movie since the first half of Ghost Dad," which is funny because it's Bill Cosby.
I was gonna say, is that like Bill Cosby or something?
Yeah. And then he's like, "So this next stunt, I'm gonna spend in a haunted house all by myself." And he's like, and if there's ghosts there, I'm guaranteed to piss them off. And this is why my mom packed me a paranormal kit, complete with holy water, crucifix, salt, garlic, a silver dagger, and a PB&J, with a little note that says, "You're a douchebag, but I still love you, heart mom."
So good.
And then this dude has the nerve to go, "So join me on my Livid stream, tomorrow night or whatever, 10% Pacific Standard Time, where this is going to be the greatest comeback since the first Easter." I was like,
Dude,
what the fuck?
Dude, the one-liner, dude, so good. Like, I just want to stop this pod and rewatch it again.
So while Justin's promoting this event and he's saying to like smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, bro, there is a video playing, like a promotional video for like, if you don't click next, this will be the next video that plays. And it's not the only thing that's getting smashed on Sean, isn't the like button and the subscribe button. I'll give you a hint. This video is called Spuds to My Nuds, and it involves a potato gun. We're like 30 seconds into this movie, and I fucking love it.
Same.
I can't. But I do like this like little transition into Livid stream with a countdown into a black screen and a white text we see pop up on the screen. And this actually reads, "In October of 2022, a beloved internet personality disappeared in a house near Peyton, Utah, while broadcasting a live event. A year later, this footage was found." And then there's a pause, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Now it just turns out, dude, it's a T-shirt he's already selling in his merch store. Like this guy,
so ridiculous.
I know he's ridiculous and kind of like douchey, Justin, but you and him match energy. This event has not even taken place, and he's already got a gazillion ideas, and he's already like, "We could do this, and this." So Sean starts telling us all about this house and how it's the most haunted house in America. Well, the most haunted house that he isn't too famous to film in.
Mm-hmm.
He then does some stupid ass shit. He takes the fucking spark plugs out of his truck and he yeets them into the woods. And by yeet them, I mean he like aggressively tosses them about 3 feet into the woods because he can't throw to save his fucking life.
No.
This reminded me of, I think it was the bench warmers when he calls, like he points and he's like, "Home run," and they're like, "Really?" And he's like, "Nah," and he points down at like home plate. And he's like, "Somewhere right here."
Right here.
That's what this reminded me of. But we get Welcome to Death Manor, the home of Mildred. She's a lonely poet who actually killed herself. And he starts to give us a background story on this house, and he is jump scared. And this man has got vocals like Whitney Houston when it comes to screaming, because for a split second, he sees what I think is like a bucket on top of a log, and he jump scares, screams, and he goes, "Oh man, that looks like some satanic Wiccan crap." And just absolutely petrified. And he goes, "I got to get some eyes out here." Props up a camera, and then he gives us a lowdown. These cameras are all motion and infrared active. So when anything happens, the feed for his live stream will automatically be cut because they detect something. So the audience will see it. Sean's been working out, though. You're pumping that iron. Getting that 1% better, Justin.
Yes.
For his Livid band. And he shows off his muscles by gingerly like breaking into the house.
Yeah, that was weak.
and he does like stupid shit. Like he walks up and you can see a bunch of fence posts holding a door shut that opens the opposite way. And it's wrapped in barbed wire. And he does some stupid shit. He's like, "Or bob wire," because my mom likes to call it that. And then he like hopscotches across like this broken deck. And it's the most goofy shit. And then he gets scared off. Like he breaks into this house. And at this point, I was convinced this man was Justin Weathers.
This was scary, man.
The second he opens this door, we don't even see it as an audience. He just goes, "Ah, spiders." and sprays it.
Spiders are scary.
Bro, I'm fully into this movie, Justin. I cannot believe how you are not getting any kind of residuals from this being on the TV right now.
Oh my God, right?
He follows this up by doing another dumbass thing. He deadbolts this fucking door shut and he tosses the key into a ventilation shaft so he can't run away. Even if this night goes good, how are you getting out of this house?
Right? Still leave yourself an out.
And if you get out of this house, are you really going to put wet, rusty spark plugs that have been outside in the dew and the dirt all day back into your truck to drive home? That'll kill your engine.
Yeah, it's not good.
This guy, I don't know, man. But while he's telling us about this house, he drops that Mildred died. And after Mildred died, 11 more people died in this house. And then he's scared again. And this one actually kind of got me. It's a coat just hanging up. He gets jump scared. And he goes, shit! And then he goes, oh no, shoot. And then starts to beg Livid to not demonetize him, as they should put him on like a 3-strike system because this is a very intense situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then he follows that up with going, holy F, this room smells like my AH. Bro, this house is disgusting though.
Oh, gross.
Sean does this beautiful thing, and this is probably one of my favorite interaction things throughout this movie, is he pulls up the tablet and he starts reading the comments to us as we see them scrolling up on the screen. And one of them says, haunted houses are overdone. And he responds with, how are haunted houses overdone? I've never done one.
Dude, there's so much in this movie. It's like, I literally couldn't, when I took my notes, I couldn't even write all the fun one-liners and the chat. Just watching the chat box too. Like, even the comments he didn't read out loud, were just so funny. Like, there's so much funny shit in this movie.
My favorite one, though, is he's like, did kids call you crater face in high school? To which he responds with, no, because in high school, it was still acne.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And then he like starts walking away and he sees this pile of used needles. And we know this is what it's used for. And he goes, and this is, we're going to burn a fun fact. He goes, 10 minutes in, Sean, and you've already sworn and shown drugs. I paused to write down my notes for this scene, bro. It is the 10-minute mark.
No shit. That is pretty cool.
I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
That is dope.
But Sean presses forward because he's a good man. And he goes into the crooked man's bedroom where he tells us of a man who had supernatural experiences before dying in his sleep a year later. This scene's actually kind of cool because he does pull up the tablet where he shows us photographic evidence of someone in this room. And he's kind of doing this thing where he lifts it up and pulls it down. And you can see he's in the exact spot where they took this photo. He's had enough, though. And he's like, I'm done with downstairs. He's like, so I'm going to go upstairs because guess what, guys? The second floor is the real paranormal G spot of this house. Who uses that to describe things?
His terms just so great.
He busts out a tape player and he starts playing his creepy soundtrack. And in case you missed it, Hackstab Slash, he calls this Sean Carpenter's Halloween, available now on iTunes. This guy, Justin, I'm surprised you didn't make your own horror score when we went to the Conjuring house. I could see you doing this. I could see you doing this.
Dude, I'm ready to go back. Let's go.
But he shows us the nursery where 5 people have died, 2 babies and 3 kids. This man goes, I've always hated creepy kid movies. And then he looks at a chair and goes, what if Haley Joel Osment was sitting there, but as an adult? Ew. He then spots a window in the nursery and it's wide open. And he shows us more found footage of a little girl who clearly has an encounter with spirits. But guess what? Sean does not condone the use of children in paranormal research. He would never do that because despite what you think of him, there are way worse depths that he could sink to.
Yep.
And at this point, I'm like, all right, I need to know what he got banned for.
Seriously.
Like, if there's way worse, then I want to know. What did you do? But he heads into a bathroom now, and he sees a mirror. And this man's just fucking asking for trouble at this point because his first reaction is to go, Bloody Mary. No, Justin.
Oh,
No. Red
No.
flag. Red flag. You can't do this. Out.
All the red
Christ.
flags.
Ow.
Oh, sorry.
You can't do that, man. We're on the same team.
Seriously.
All right, so like, who does that? You're in a haunted house and you're gonna do that? But now he's got more events to show us, and this one is of an EVP where two guys are talking, and you can clearly hear something in the background say "mama" and "pond water."
Pond water.
And this reminded me so much of when we used that spirit box,
dude.
And we were in like the what do they call it? Like the meat locker?
Yes.
Where they used to store meat during the winter, and that they would act like if someone died, they would have to put the body in there because the ground was frozen. Like that hack stab slash dude. The Conjuring house is wild. They gave us a spirit box and we scanned it. And Justin goes, "Are there any spirits in this house?" And as we scanned it, you couldn't really hear a lot. And then clear as fucking day, you heard the word "run."
Run. Real shit. Like, we're not messing around.
We didn't go back into that basement for like a good
I just
hour.
got chills even like just thinking about that.
It just that night was wild. We need to do it again. Speaking of doing it again, dude, I'm gonna give a quick shout out. My man Richie B, Banter at Richie B, gave us a shout out on his live stream the other day. But he does cryptids and like all things Bigfoot, and you got to check him out. He's funny as shit. Justin, we got to get on there.
Let's go.
But Sean's sharing more of Mildred's story at this point. And while he's setting up cameras in the hallway, and just when things were looking up for Mildred, a man named Lars comes in and he falls in love with her. And for the next 2 years, Justin, this warmed my heart. They actually sent love letters back and forth to each other because she lived on one coast and he lived on the other. And he leaves us on a fucking cliffhanger, dude. Doesn't tell us anything and goes to set up, a safe room for the night. I was like, what the fuck? I need more, dude. I'm invested in what Mildred's got going on. But as he goes into the safe room, he screams louder than Justin has in his life because he sees a closet.
Dude.
And ghosts love closets, so he needs to go investigate. And he sees this creepy handprint sign thing and fucking smashes it.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What?
Respect the house.
You can't do that, dude. That is full of nothing but what, Justin?
Respect, like, God, respect the house. Like, you
can't do that, bro.
Shit could be like, you don't know what that is. That could be protection. That could be shit like cursed. You don't know.
Fucking, oh my God. And he's blaming.
Geez. Sorry. Red flag.
God, dude, you're gonna give me a concussion.
My bad.
But he's blaming all the paranormal activity on this house. He's like, if I die tonight, it's probably because of this. He ain't fucking lying. He cracks an energy drink, though, and he decides, I'm only going to go halfsies because I'm not a young buck anymore. And even though this says 100% natural, I'm not 18.
What is wrong with this guy?
Jesus Christ. And Justin, did you notice anything behind Sean while he's responding to this comment thread? Now, I only looked behind Sean because one of the comments did say, look behind you.
Oh, yeah. When the thing's saying, like, look behind you.
Yeah, did you notice what it was?
I don't remember what. I don't remember. I honestly can't remember what.
It was a giant dick and balls.
Oh. Oh, my God.
Someone sprayed a giant dick and balls on the wall.
All right, that's okay.
Sean now busts out his wheel of stupid things. He decides to spin it, and it lands on a seance. So he heads off to perform one. And he also now continues to tell us about Mildred. He says Lars, her lover, had finally asked Mildred to come live with him in Boston. And just before Mildred could pack up to leave, 2 days before she could leave, she found out Lars died unexpectedly. And Mildred was so heartbroken that she hung herself the next day. I'm heartbroken for Mildred. You are telling us the story of a lonely poet whose father built her this house to help draw in a potential suitor or a husband. And she found true love the right way, which is someone who loved her for her poetry and not what she had. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm heartbroken for Mildred at this point. And now Mildred is collecting souls of everyone who dies in this house to create the family she never got to have in the real life. Sean's in the nursery now, and he finds a clown doll.
I mean,
this man asks if he should be offended because the clown wears white face.
I was like, what kind of comment is that?
You can't say that.
Oh my God.
No wonder he's been canceled.
Oh my God.
He then performs like a half-baked seance and even drops the line when nothing works of Red Rover, send dead babies right over. You can't do that. And then he's immediately scared by a loud thud. And he sprints full speed into the safe room, shuts the door, can't shut the door, shuts the door. And he's starting to respond to the comment section again before he pretends that he's possessed. I'm like, what are you doing, guy? He then tells the audience, you like that? I'm a good actor. I'm going to try and make a feature film. I'm going to call it The Exorchance, or maybe The Chancercist. And then The Chancercist leads in him telling us about his ex who had a cyst and how his next challenge should be draining her cyst. Call it the, like, don't throw up, get a challenge or some shit. I'm like, what goes on in this guy's brain? All right, Justin, if you need to take a pee break right now, you can, because in this movie, he takes a pee break.
He does.
The comments are fucking priceless. Some are warning him of the ghost that's outside, and others are just ruthless. The wrath of Yon. This is why you're a virgin. You should shave your beard for charity. Like, what? And he eventually sees these comments and he decides, I'm going to call your bluff, calling it like some shitty photo op job. And as he rewinds the footage, he sees the ghost and he fucking panics, bro.
Yeah.
He starts screaming, running, hyperventilating. And he goes and hides in a closet and does something I know you'd never do, which is hide under a crusty ass sheet with all kinds of stains on it.
Oh, God. Yeah. What are you doing?
And then the most obvious thing you should do is pull out your tablet and ask your comment section what you should do. And everyone's like, those are the rules, Sean. You got to go check them out, Sean. Keep in mind, he's still fully under the blanket. And someone goes, please fart.
Oh, my God.
They want him to fucking hotbox himself. I hope our comment thread gets like that at some point.
Right?
I would love that shit. But Sean pumps himself up. He gets, yeah, let's go. Let's go. This is for the sponsors. Got to do it for the sponsors, for the fans. I'll do this. Yeah, let's go. So he goes to investigate, and he opens his mom's paranormal kit. He puts on the crucifix. But before he can go, I need some support. Can you guys, like, send me some cute pictures of things like baby pandas or, like, dogs wearing clothes and shit? Shoot, strike. I love how he catches himself swearing and goes, strike.
Strike.
He's in the hallway and he's freaking out because there's a door that starts to open. And Sean runs away in absolute terror. He sprints into the safe room and he blocks this door with a dresser. Justin, you would have done these exact movements, and I know you would have, because we see that this door that he's blocking with the dresser opens up into the hallway.
Into the hallway.
So whatever this is that's coming after him opens the door into the hallway, no dresser needed. And we find out this is just a fan. And it's a super fan who got into the house because she really wanted to say hi to Sean in person. Her name is Chrissy. He hugs her. He has got so many mixed emotions, Justin. He's hugging her, letting go. I'm so glad to see a human. Wait, you can't be here. Get out. No, don't leave. Like he's thoroughly confused. And he's like, I'm done. I need to leave. I'm leaving this house right now. You couldn't pay me enough to stay here. And Chrissy goes, well, you have record high views right now. 3.9 million viewers to be exact right now. What is this, the Super Bowl?
Right.
Chrissy wants to go ghost hunting with him, but Sean tells her, no, it's not a scary. It's only going to be one person. So they decide to put it up to a vote. And the audience wants her to stay, mainly because she's hot.
Yeah, they love Chrissy. Big fan.
Yeah. And in a landslide fashion, she gets to stay. So Sean sets her up with a camera, and he makes her walk behind him so he can see everything, and he calls her the eyes in the back of his head. My man is making this chick walk backwards in a haunted house downstairs. She asked if she could turn around so she could see where he's going. He goes, no, look up. Like, she can't even look down to see where her feet are going. You want her to look up while she walks backwards downstairs? Are you trying to get this chick to fall and break her neck? What's wrong with you? But they do get downstairs, and Chrissy disappears and then reappears in dramatic fashion. And this freaks Sean the fuck out. He's like, "Where'd you go? I don't know where you went." But they wind up going into the crooked man's room. And Chrissy says, "Justin, I got vocals that can match yours." And she lets out a scream. And she's like, "Something, I heard something." So Sean's like, "All right, well, I guess I'll investigate." And he moves these clothes in this closet, and they find something boarded up, and they peel it back. And we realize this is a crawl space into the basement.
Oh,
I'm not going down there, bro. It boarded up for a reason. So they go downstairs and they find Mildred's diary. Sean starts to read her poems and he goes, "These kind of suck." And then he sees a dead cat and gets freaked out and heads upstairs. Sean pulls out the wheel of stupidity and says Chrissy can spin it. When she spins it, this lands directly on EVP and Spirit Board. And he goes, "Oh, it's on the line. We got to spin it again." And she gives him like a dead look and goes, "No, Sean, this isn't an accident. They want us to do both." So they do both, and nothing's working. And he hands it over to Chrissy, and he's trying to like summon the spirit children. And Chrissy says something that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. She goes, "How are you, my spirit children?" And I was like, "Ooh, no, you don't say that. You don't claim them as your own.
No. Mm-mm.
But it's not really working out. So Chrissy asked Sean, she's like, "Can you chant some Latin?" She's like, "It works every single time." And instantly, no, not yet. He does the smart thing. He goes, "I don't say shit I don't know." And then she's like, "Well, I don't know that like direct translation, but it's kind of like if the spirits aren't at rest, you're telling them to go at rest by offering them peace so they come peacefully." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll say it." Now it's a fucking red flag, dude. My God.
You do not read Latin in a haunted house.
That's like we learned that in fucking Bloodfest, dude. It's like rule number 2. You never read Latin, especially backwards or anything like that.
Have you seen Evil Dead? Like, for the love of God, don't read the shit aloud.
So Sean says it, and like a massive fucking thud happens, and the camera in the bathroom goes off. And Chrissy's like, "All right, we got to go check it out. There's a ghost up there." And he panics, bro. He's like, no. We're doing a ghost down here. We got to investigate down here. She's like, "No, Sean, these are the rules." And he's like, no. Like, if we go up there and investigate that ghost, because we're investigating a ghost down here, we can't cross ghost streams because then they just cancel each other out. And I'm like, that's not how it works, bro.
That's so great.
So he pushes Chrissy to go investigate on her own while he stays there and watches the cameras. Now, this whole comment section is calling him like a bitch. Someone even posts the comment of, "Please sign this change.org petition for Sean to stop being a pussy."
So good.
But he sends Chrissy on her way. She goes upstairs, and at some point, Chrissy is going up these stairs, and Sean hears something while he's playing his music, and he looks away for a split second, and the little eye thing on the Ouija board moves, and then he looks at that, and then he looks back at the thing, and Chrissy's camera is fritzed out, like he can't see nothing. So he is like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." Sean runs upstairs to check on Chrissy. I don't know if he's actually checking on Chrissy or if he's just petrified to be alone. Either way, dude, he heads upstairs. But she jump scares him. And this one got me, but it made me laugh.
Yeah.
And he just lays the fuck into her. He starts calling her a stupid bitch. Or, excuse me, he doesn't say stupid bitch. He calls her stupid big little lies.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes off, dude. He calls her a crazy stalker fan. He even questions how she got into the house. You can't get in here if I lock the door. And then he's like, "But you probably got here first." Like, he's getting nasty with her. And she just looks scared. She's like, "I'm sorry, Sean. Like, I'm sorry. It was just a joke. Like, I was hiding." And he officially uninvites her. And then he goes, "I'm going back into my safe room by myself so I can Google how to exorcise children ghosts." And she goes, and a whole demeanor on her fucking changes. And it's such a good actress job because she goes from being this scared fucking fan to just absolutely pissed off. And she goes, "That's not a good idea." And then this becomes this like crazy ass possessed vampire that jumps out and takes a chomp out of fucking Justin's neck to tell us what's going on.
Dude, what am I even watching? Like, obviously, there was something creepy about Chrissy. I don't know if I expected this to happen, but I mean, clearly, like she had crazy in her eyes. Okay, so let's be
Yeah.
honest. There was something wrong. You could tell there was her eyes are just there's something wrong with her. But all of a sudden, I didn't expect vampire face biting, like ripping his neck out. He's falling and like wrestling with her. He grabs something, dude. He impales her freaking head. Like real life, just kills her. Like she is dead. He runs now. He's screaming on the stream, like call the cop, call the cop. Now he's yelling the location, telling everyone where he is and everything, and it's like telling the stream, like please call the cops. And you can see some of the comments, like they're not even sure if it's real. Like some people are like, holy
Yeah, they
shit, all right,
call it
this is
fake. They're like, the cops ain't gonna believe this. Like,
yeah. So the people are like, first some people are like, oh, this is badass. Now this is exciting. Everyone else is like, okay, yeah, like sure, this is real. Now he goes back into the hallway, and Chrissy is gone, and it's so freaking funny because he's just like opening a door, and he's like, hey, Chrissy, I'm gonna leave like a first aid kit out here for you, and just
what's
and
she
as
gonna
he's
do with a band-aid?
right, gonna leave her a band-aid, just impaled this girl through her head, and then you hear another like boom, like slam from the roof. And now he's looking at the little like the iPad thing with everything, and he sees Mildred is now hanging in the hallway, like where she hung herself. And he's in the hallway, like he can't really see it. But as this has happened, all of a sudden in the chat now, we get a chat video. Someone posts a video in the chat, and it's like a 12-year-old boy. And he's like, he says, "How I figured out the symbol in the closet. It's a Hamzas, I think that's what he calls it." And he's like, that was protection. That was protecting the house against the Holy Spirit, like against the bad spirits. And well, you destroyed it. So yeah, that's not that good. And he's like, "What? How are you even figuring this out? You're like 12. Like what the hell?" So now he's walking down the hallway. And like I said, like he's looking on the iPad thing and he sees her hanging, but he can't see it. Like
I
right
love how
there.
they do that. The up and
Dude,
down.
yeah, so it's so cool. He's like putting it down in front of his face, and like he's approaching it, and he's like right where she's hanging now, and it's in front of his face. Dude, he puts this thing down, and she is right there. I literally wrote parentheses, holy hell. So I watched this alone. I screamed so loud. Did this scare you for real?
This got me the first time. I've
All
watched
right,
this
yeah,
movie 3 times.
this scared the shit out of me. I screamed so loud, my cat jumped off the couch. I was watching this alone with my cat. My cat ran. I literally wrote, I just turned into Sean and screamed. And dude, as she's like attacking him, she's got like long fingernails. She's picking his nose. She's got like her
Oh,
fingers shoved up his nose. And luckily,
bro,
like
just kill me. Just kill me.
dude, it was
Uh-uh.
disgusting. He wrestles her off and like throws her down the stairs. Like they fall like down the stairs. Now he's like, I'm out of here. This dude runs to the door, but obviously you remember like the door is like completely locked. So he reaches down to grab the key, and he does grab a key. He but unfortunately it's a different key, and you see like blood drips, and like goes into his nose, and he pulls
Mm.
out her friggin'
Oh,
fingernail.
oh,
Like that was that. Yeah, that was actually kind
oh.
of disgusting. And he grabs a piece of wood now, and he is hiding. All of a sudden, like the chat box, like we see like the chat box, and he's reading comments and everything, and they're like, "Oh, well, use that key to like open the box. Like, open that box you have." So he does. He's hiding right now, like behind the couch. He's opened the box. He finds pictures of Mildred and stuff, and he realizes, like, oh my God, like
Chrissy is
sees a picture of
Mildred.
it. Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
shit.
Chrissy is Mildred. And there's also he unwraps something, and it's a rotted, old, disgusting friggin' finger. And he's like, all right, fuck this. Like he grabs rope. He's gonna run upstairs, and they're like, use the window. So he's gonna run up there, jump, like get himself out the window, and he runs into the room and you hear a baby sound and you look in the bed and under the sheet there's something moving and this thing like bolts underneath the covers and just bolts out and disappears.
All
He
right, so
runs.
just real quick, Justin.
Yeah, what do
Like
you
I
got?
just told you when you asked me if that scared me, and I
Yeah,
said I've watched this 3 times.
yeah,
Bro, that thing under the fucking sheets has gotten me all 3 times, and I knew it was coming.
yeah,
Perfectly executed with the score.
dude, that's why I like this movie. Like as goofy as this, there's like some actually cool suspense and
It
like
gets you to
jump.
let your guard down and just relax for a second, and then it's like
Yeah,
bam, right in
because
the
you're having
face.
fun and then it actually gets you. Like some of the jump scares are like actually pretty good jump scares. And now he runs and now he is hiding in the closet. And once again, now in the chat box, we see a video is posted again. And it's basically, oh hey, someone's like, we translated that Latin you read out loud earlier. It wasn't what you said. We already threw all the red flags possible. Basically, what you said was, I give you my soul and forfeit will. oops, she kind of owns you now. And dude, the comment box is blowing up. This thing is like, someone's like, kill yourself. Someone's like, oh, this is karma. Like, you're done. Like, and it starts to reveal some stuff. They're like, this is what you get. So, what do you got?
Did you see the one comment that was like, is Chrissy still hot?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, Chrissy's so hot. Someone's like, well, you did put a bum in the hospital, and you hear a sound, and as you happening, like he's like in the closet hiding with a sheet. He looks down, and dude, her
I
head.
told you.
I can't. Like, why is this always like her head pops up between his legs, and she bites his dick. Like
Justin, on the third watch, I realized what Mildred says before she chomps down on them nuts.
What does she say?
The first 2 times, I thought she went Gucci.
That's what I thought she said.
She says guilty.
Oh, I know. I'm like, did she just yell
I was
Gucci?
like, there's no way in hell she's saying Gucci. Like, this is not a Soulja Boy reference or something.
I know. I was like, well, I'm like, what year are we in? We're gonna say Gucci again? I'm like, what is this, like 15 years ago? Anyway, so now, dude, he just runs and he bolts out and he just fucking jumps out the window. Like,
the worst
shit.
way possible, 2 feet first.
Yeah, dude, I mean, this is like Leslie Vernon shit when he's talking about how like everyone jumps out the window and stuff. If anyone remembers that movie, he's always talking about they're gonna jump out the window. Legs for, I mean, he falls and dude, this is bad. He is gush. I mean, there's the bone. You can see the bone in his leg, like sticking out. He is bad. Luckily, he brings
the comment section calls it fake.
Yeah, still people think this is fake. Now people are having a good time, but they're still not buying this.
Dude, they tell him to clean it, and he uses hand sanitizer and a Q-tip.
He literally gets a Q-tip, and it's so disgusting because I mean this thing is bad. And he
what does that do?
As this is happening, dude, he hears growls now. So he's like, all right, goes to his car. So he goes to his car, and he's like, oh my god, like the spark plugs are so he starts walking around in the woods, and he actually finds them. But I don't know. He hears something, and then looks, and we see like a demon creature just chilling out in the woods. So, dude, he runs and he's hiding, and all of a sudden, thank God, cops show up. Let's go. So
handlebar mustache of the gods. On this man.
So all of a sudden, the cop is just out there with like a flashlight, and he's just like, you hear him, right? He's like, oh, I've been watching, and he's like, wait, where the hell's your car? Like, where did you even come from? And all of a sudden, the cop in demon voice is like, I've been watching, John. I don't like when you hurt people. And he's like, oh shit. So he kicks this thing in the nuts, hits him in the head.
I don't hurt people, except for you, bitch.
Yeah, bitch, bashes this dude. He runs down. He runs back to the car. He's sitting in the car, and like he's looking out, and you see the cop, clearly a demon, is like flailing itself like back to life, like trying to come back. Now, once again, in the chat, we got a video popping up again. Now, this is like an older woman who looks like she's like 100. She's like, I'm the one who made that Hamsa. Like, and like you hear that like she's with like a younger person. They're like, oh, like Kramer or whatever. Like he destroyed it. And you hear her saying, oh shit, he's gonna die. And
dude, I died at how serious. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. So friggin' funny. And it basically says like, and she's like old, so she's going really slow. He's trying to like speed up the video, like, quick, tell me what to do.
Yeah, you can hear it like the Mickey Mouse voice.
Yeah, he like hits fast forward. It's like it's a vengeful spirit. Like you basically like it's like she sold her soul to the devil, and now she's a vengeance spirit. And as this has happened, we see the demon cop like walking towards him. Like the car is like shaking now, like holy shit, and like comes into the car. It's like license and registration. And now we got the freaking ghost demon cop in there, and he's running around striking. And what does he get? He sees he's got his potato gun, and he's looking around. And he has a bobblehead toy. Like he loads the friggin' potato gun with a bobblehead. Like I can't even handle this. And he goes outside, and this cop is going to him. He shoots the friggin' potato gun at him with the bobblehead, goes straight through this freaking thing, and the cop like falls on him,
like slowly,
slow motion, like through the potato. The potato gun is penetrating him now. Like that's weird. It's going through his, and it's slowly falling on him. Like
see, Justin, just real quick, at this point in the movie, this should speak volumes to all horror content creators, all horror movie creators. We crave practical effects. Because when this cop is dying and sliding down this potato gun, yeah, you can tell it's fake. But I fully fucking loved every second of this because it was practical, it was fun, and it looked great.
Dude, it was such a badass scene, like such a great scene. So now we see Sean again. He opens up like the iPad party he's watching on, and it is broken. So he's already like shit. Like I'm not even sure if my stream's working. he doesn't even. And you could tell he's like, I don't want her to be remembered as like a douchebag. Like he's like, I really am sorry. I'm really sorry. And like he opens up like her journal and he's like read some poems and stuff, and he's like reading this stuff and like collecting souls, and she's becoming more powerful.
Some
And
of
then
these are pretty good.
yeah,
Not.
he's like, oh, some of these are pretty good. And then he's like, he finds like a hand ritual instructions, and he's like, oh my God, this must be like what she did. He's like, oh my God. He starts talking about like she got copy striked. And he's like, wait a minute, like I'm gonna copy strike her. And he starts like pumping himself up. He's like, I know what to do. He's like, I need to do this. And he's like, dude, he says the word like, let's demonetize this bitch. Like I just love this so much. He's getting himself so pumped up. He's like, I know what to do. I'm gonna go in there. I need to get to the laptop. Someone needs to translate this hand ritual for me. He takes out his music. He hits the freaking cues up the music, so we get this whole epic thing.
B-side.
Runs back into the house. This is epic as fuck. Let's demonetize this bitch. Dude, he is in the house now. He is making a spear. You see with the garlic. He's getting the garlic ready. He grabs the freaking heroin needles, takes out his holy water. Dude, he's collecting puts the needles, the holy water into the needles. Dude, he grabs the meat cleaver from the thing. Like, this is so badass. And the comments are once again still saying, like, hey, the police think it's fake. People are like, fake, but we're still watching this. And they're like, oh, well, we got to translate this Latin. And they're like, talk about a real apology. And he basically says, like, you know what? So he fought a homeless man, and like
he put him in the hospital. But it's not his fault. He signed a waiver.
Yeah, he's like, he signed a waiver. I didn't even know. Like, and then he's just like, you know what? I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry to the minorities. Like, I have been racially and culturally insensitive. And then the fun dude, he's like, you know what? I dedicate the stream to all the blacks and Mexicans.
What is wrong with this dude?
Bro, I'm dying. Like, I can't even believe he just said that.
You can't do that shit.
He comes, and it's so funny too because he comes across genuine when he's apologizing for a couple seconds, but then he like just ruins everything. I
think he's just so dense that he doesn't realize the shit that comes out of his.
That's the thing. I think he's so stupid and doesn't even realize. Like, so now he's dead. It's all good because he dedicated this to the blacks and Mexicans. I quote Sean, and now he's like, you know what? I promised you guys the most cinematic live stream ever. Mildred, I'm coming. The souls are ready. Like, let's go. So now he runs into the room with the bed. And dude, we see like a young boy with a disfigured creature coming out of him, and we hear Mildred's voice like taunting him, and he friggin' sees like the corner man, and he grabs the spear, puts the garlic on it, but the guy steals the spear from him, and like we get a point of view from like you're playing like old James Bond, like the first like person shooter. The friggin' thing pokes him like right in his freaking leg, and he grabs the garlic and he throws the garlic at him. The dude keeps coming and he's like, garlic is bullshit. He runs and hides in the room.
Dude, how much did you love when he goes out and he taunts Mildred and he's like, get out here, and she's like, come and find me, Sean. He's like, no, you come and find me. Yeah, and she says it again and he's like, no, opposite.
He's arguing with Mildred. Like,
it's like he's a 4-year-old.
Dude, they're literally like, this is like my kids like bantering, but he's like fighting with the ghost. So he runs into the room and we hear the door open, but just as this happened, his friggin' lights die. His friggin' camera light goes off. And we hear like, Sean, I want you to meet someone. And now like the lights go on, and holy shit, dude. Now like you see Sean, you can like his eyes are all like white and glossed over. Like it's actually wicked friggin' creepy. You're like, holy shit, like he's fucked. And he is in the damn tub, and with like the pond water and stuff, and like an eye pops up, and
dude,
like,
he's like, this feels so good.
Yeah, like he's like in a trance, and like an eye thing pops up, and he like eats it, and you see like his head being like pushed under like the water back and forth.
Dude, the high pitched screams while this is happening of him go, no, Mildred.
Yeah, this is so.
Dude, I can't. I don't even feel bad for him, dude. I'm laughing. I'm enjoying this.
And then all of a sudden you hear him like he's snapping too. He's like, "I am the influencer. I'm the judge. I'm the influencer." And then he's attacked by the deformed freaking monster. And this thing is so disgusting. He's wrestling it down with like a shower curtain, and he ends up stabbing it in the friggin' head with the holy water needle, and like injects it with all the holy water, wrestles it down, and it finally calms down. And then, absolute disgusted, dude, this head explodes, but it pops like a giant zit. And the
It's
stuff
like
goes
someone just
all
threw fucking vanilla pudding all over his face.
dude, it shoots
Ugh.
everywhere. Absolutely disgusting. So then he runs through the hallway, and now, dude, he is attacked brutally by Mildred again. But he luckily, dude, he cleaves her right in the friggin' head.
Bro,
Let's go. And
bro, I love this scene so much, dude, because as she's
dude,
smashing his fucking head, she is smashing his head, and she goes, "Don't forget, Sean, smash that like button."
so like the line, like, dude, it's just so good. And then
He's mocking him.
when he cleaves her in the head, he puts on a GoPro on Mildred, so she's got a camera, and he literally stops to type in like Mildred cam. So now we have a friggin' Mildred cam. I love this so much.
He takes the time to name every single one of these cameras. Blows my fucking mind. Like he names when he's in his truck, Justin, when
Yeah,
he grabs the Slim Jim, he calls it the meat cam.
it's so good. I love this so much. But like Mildred, I mean, she just keeps coming in anyway, and I'm pretty sure she's the one now that turns on the music tape. And we get WWE style now. Like all of a sudden, like she walks in, and he's like, "Surprise, bitch!" and hits her with a freaking chair. And now he's like, he has an outline on the floor, like he's taping her, like duct taping her and hooking her up to the floor to do the ritual board on the floor. And as he's doing this and reading everything, dude, she's just laughing at him. Like she
What
literally,
did he have a costume change, Justin? Is he hopping around? What's he wearing?
what is he wearing?
His whitey tighties.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. He's completely
Man is
in.
pantsless,
He has
jumping
no.
around
I forgot
Mildred
about this. He's
like
got no
it's
pants.
hopscotch again, and he's
Hop-
in whitey tighties, and his t-shirt is tucked into the whitey tighties.
It is tucked in. It is. I literally watched this. I'm like, what the hell am I even watching now? Why is he in his friggin' tidy whities? Why are they tucked in? Why, like he's hopscotching around reading this shit. And dude, she just laughs and gets up and friggin' hits him. Like, and then what does she do? She grabs a bucket and it's like pouring it over him. But disgusting because this is the but this is his piss bucket. Like, oh, dude, she's pouring it in his mouth and like waterboarding him with his own piss. This is so disgusting. She's just taunting him, and he ends up grabbing like a cinder block, and luckily he smashes her with the cinder block. And dude, they are both so messed up right now because we have a crawl chase scene. Like he falls down the stairs. He is messed up so bad, but also so is Mildred. She is crawling. He is crawling. We're all crawling.
He's
And
still in whitey tighties too.
yeah, it's still in his underwear. And like we realize he's talking about like the sacrifice of flesh, and he's like, "Oh my God, the sacrifice! I get it. Like the sacrifice of flesh you made. That's Mildred's finger." And he basically starts saying, he starts reading the Latin again that they translated for him, and he grabs the cleaver, and oh, dude, he cleavers his own finger off now, like like so he cleavers his old finger off. And as this is happening, like we got like she gets like swallowed up like Evil Dead style into the trapdoor on the floor, and it is a blood explosion. You just see like there is just blood shooting out everywhere. Like he's like, "Oh my God, we did it! We did it!" He's celebrating, and you see the screen. It is 6 million viewers. He is laughing, dude. He's got outro music all tapped up. He's pushing play on his. He's got his own outro music. Like it is like daytime. It is all happening, and we see like he holds his finger up. He's like, "We're number one," and as he holds his finger up, it is the absolute disgusting, dead, gross, grown back, creepy freaking finger. And all of a sudden, like he turns around. Dude, we got all these like 4 different creepy figures.
Every ghost
deformed,
we've encountered.
all the ghosts, dude, they're all slowly walking towards him. You see him, dude, he crawls and like opens the door, and we have another one of their like gross deformed head pops
The one
out.
from the woods pops
The
out.
woods
Yeah.
one. The end. Game over. Deadstream is over. Holy shit. Sean, take it away. Talk first and give me a quick break.
Bro, I don't know if I'm becoming a fan of found footage or if this movie just reminds me of watching like nonstop YouTube streamers with my kids. Current obsession, like, or the fact that the practical effects, it's single location, basically one guy this entire show working in the videos from the fans. Everything is just so well done, like to using the tablet to seeing the ghosts because he can't see him with his own eyes. Dude, this is a very fun ride. The comedy is so enjoying. And maybe that's because I feel like this is Justin, if this is his long lost love child with Ryan Reynolds, and they decided that it came out a little different. They wanted to name it after me, but because it came out a little different, they decided to spell his name wrong.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I fucking love this movie. I had so much fun watching it. This might be my favorite found footage movie ever.
Dude,
I'm giving this an 8.5. This is pure fun, terror, laughter, jump scares. It's got everything. I had so much fun watching this, Justin. I'm so glad you picked this.
dude, I mean, I don't even know how much I can add to this. Like, dude, I had really my notes. I had a fucking blast with this. It is actually hilarious. And dude, we've seen tons of different found footage movies and haunted places, but how he did this from like the YouTube point of view, reading the chat, seeing chat messages, especially nowadays, YouTube's, I mean, way more popular than even TV shows, especially even like you said, your kids. Dude, my kids just watch stuff like this. Like, at a few points, like I even saw in the thing, people said like, "Oh, PewDiePie is better than you" and stuff. Like that's a real YouTuber. That used to
Yeah,
be like one of the number like some of the different shit that he wrote. Like it was, dude. The jump scares were like actually really good. There was like actually suspense in this too, and it even had good lore, like the whole Mildred story and everything. Like this had,
yeah, dude.
dude,
It had everything.
dude, they nailed this, man. I love this movie, and I give this an 8.6 out of 10. So we were almost right there too. And I'm not gonna lie. So when I watched the trailer for I knew nothing about this. I did watch the trailer to decide, and it looked wicked fun. That's why I picked it. But at the same time, from the trailer, you only see like a minute or two of this guy. I'm like, oh, it comes across kind of douchey. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that character. Which obviously makes sense now when you see the movie. That's 100% how he's supposed to come off, and he wins you over because he's so freaking funny. But oh my God, dude, I want to get the people who directed this. I want to do another podcast and just talk to them. Like I want our next interview
Yeah,
to
dude.
be like these people. I want to rewatch it again. And never mind. Did you like? So that's all I got there. You see, this is written and directed by a couple. Like they're
Yeah, I have
married.
that as one of my fun facts.
Yeah,
This is yeah, go ahead.
Joseph and Vanessa Winter. They wrote this. They directed this, and that dude played Sean. He fucking
They did
started
the
in it too.
music. They did everything. Granted,
Dude,
there was some other people with them,
yeah.
so shout out to them too. But this husband and wife tag team, bro, and this was their debut.
Yeah, and he starred in this. Like I saw they were involved in a bunch of other movies and stuff, but I'm pretty sure this was like the first one he was like really acted in too. Like he freaking played Sean. Like holy shit, dude. And the wife was a small part too. I think she was in it for a scene. Like holy shit, dude.
I love
Oh,
this movie, so I can't say enough good things about
oh
it. And that goes across the board too, because the lowest rating that I could find on this was IMDb, which is a 6.4 out of 10. But that's followed up, dude, with a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 3.3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and then a 4.3 skulls out of 5 on Shutter.
yeah,
I couldn't agree more with those ratings. I think IMDb should be a little bit higher, but
yeah.
there's haters out there just to hate.
Fuck IMDb.
Justin, give me that fucking tagline, bro.
Dude, and like come on. Like dude, everything is so good in this movie. The tagline, dude, the tagline's perfect. Like he's dying for followers. Dude, that's
Look,
like
it's right behind your head. Move your head.
that like so good.
It's so good.
Dude, besides Zombievers, that might be my favorite tagline of like all time. Like so
Oh.
oh
Bro, did you know that the top of the spirit board in this movie has Klaatu via
yeah.
Verita Nictu? It's written on top. Though this originated in 1951's Day the Earth Stood Still as Klaatu Barada Nictu, this later became popular by the 1992 horror comedy Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So there's an Evil Dead tie-in.
Oh yeah, this was obviously heavily inspired. Just like even like that trapdoor thing going down. Clearly, they loved Evil Dead.
And then this scene where Sean decrees. Wow, I can't even read my own shit, Justin.
Honestly, I don't even know what that means.
The scene where Sean I'm gonna skip that. The scene where Sean says Photoshop hack job when they're showing him like the crooked man
Yeah.
was actually very troublesome for them to shoot. Not because like the filming and all that. Oh, yeah, because of the filming, but not because adding in the crooked man. It took countless wasted takes before they realized that the GoPro's voice commands were on and it would register Photoshop as GoPro stop.
Let's go.
So it would stop recording every time he
Yeah.
said that word.
That's awesome.
Do you got any?
I also got that on Chrissy's button on her jacket said dead inside. I don't know if you noticed that. So that clearly was giving you like hints that she was dead inside. I mean, I knew right away her eyes were crazy. You could see the crazy in her eye.
The
Like there
second
was
she
something.
said repeat this Latin, I was like, nah, mm-mm.
Yeah. What else did I got? Yeah, so this movie they actually shot it in just 7 days, but apparently Vanessa ended up getting pregnant after that, and they said they had some other different issues to attend to. So it took another full year to even edit, and they said another like 6 months to put away. So, I mean, put it all together, and they used all practical effects in this, as we talked about, like in that earlier, and that's pretty much all I got. So everyone, go watch this movie.
I've got two more real quick.
Okay.
This movie did make some money. It made just over $1 million in the box office. Shout out Roger. I saw that and thought of you.
Yep.
Sean states that this house has been unoccupied and boarded up since the 1950s. Yet the doorknobs and several furnishings, especially the bathroom toilet, are clearly modern aged and from no later than the 1970s. So that's a little goof up.
Let's go.
And that's all I got, dude. But it says a lot, Justin, for someone like me who really does not like found footage, and I have no desire to seek out found footage.
Winning you over, man.
Dude, not only did I love this movie and rate it high, but I have been preaching for people in our postal annex to go watch this movie and think of you while they watch this movie, because they know your character and the energy you bring and like just some of the goofiness that happens on a day-to-day basis.
I hope they watch it.
I do too. You know what I mean? I begged Jackson. I even begged Cade.
Yeah.
And I was like, you need to go watch this. And I was like, and think of Justin when you watch it. And he was like, okay.
Okay.
But hell yeah, hack, stab, slash. Until then, I'm Hacky.
Just Justin. Have the best day ever.
We're out of here. Bye-bye.